Master DJ, please play Makololos. Was a weekend because the weekend has arrived. Happy Easter weekend to each and every one of you. We do hope you are having good plans and that you will drive safely, be safe on the road, don't drink and drive, and all those amazing things. We are wishing you a very, fantastic weekend. Welcome to our weekend edition of Smell the Coffee. My name is Aina Raizakoyo alongside Diana Master, and we are so excited to be kickstarting your morning with you from wherever you're watching.
Definitely. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling fantastic. I'm excited.
I can imagine.
It's the weekend.
You sound very, very excited.
Do I?
You do. I mean, from the get-go, you were like, you know what? We are within the weekend. So I'm happy for you. I on the other hand, am not in such
Let's quickly take a commercial break and then we come back because we just need to fix something. We'll be right back shortly. Stay with us.
Ohole So Nice is an entertainment show brought to you by the youth for the youth, aimed at having more young people showcase their individual identities. Making a good impression does not come easy. The nerves and the natural way youth interact when it comes to dating, well, this has changed over the years. This is a dating show that allows individuals to participate and be their own true selves. Ohole So Nice focuses on blind date, talk about that, news, flex your style, and more. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and on the MyZone Facebook platform. To share your experience or make your product or service part of Ohole So Nice, contact Zone at synergy.com.na. Ohole So Nice, because Sabawelling isn't enough.
Welcome back to Smell the Coffee. So what does today mean for you?
I don't know, actually. I've never thought that far.
You've never thought that far?
No, what does it mean to you?
Well, to me, like today is not too much of, Good Friday. It's particularly not a Good Friday for me because as you can see, I'm wearing black because I'm commemorating my dad who I lost 13 years ago. And people always say it gets easier over time, but I feel like the older you grow, the harder it gets because now that's when you need that person the most. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, we move right along because in our first story today, Zimbabwe might criminalize foreign recruitment of medics. Zimbabwe might implement a law criminalizing the recruitment of its health personnel by other countries. Vice President Constantino Chiwenga has said. Mr. Chiwenga, who is also the health minister, said the drain of healthcare professionals was as good as human trafficking. He said stiffer penalties will be imposed on those he accused of robbing the nation of its human capital. If one deliberately recruits or makes the country suffer, that's a crime against humanity. The people are dying in hospitals because there are no nurses and doctors. That must be taken seriously, Mr. Chiwenga said on Wednesday. Zimbabwe frowns at this heinous crime, which is also a grave violation of human rights, he added. Local media say more than 4,000 nurses and doctors have left Zimbabwe since February 2021. The UK's National Health Service has been an attractive destination for Zimbabwean doctors and nurses as wages are far higher than those paid back home.
What a joke, my darling. You know what a human violation is? Is when you expect people or you rather force people to work in unhealthy environments.
Definitely. We've seen so many people working in toxic work environments.
And also, when you want people to pay for less than what they are worth, that's a human right violation.
Yeah. I don't understand why why they want to ban this, because at the end of the day, right, if they just want people to work, people are not saying they don't want to work. They want to work, but they want to get paid for the work that they're doing.
Yes.
Because nurses and doctors are some of the most important people in society. You fall sick, you go to a doctor. We need doctors and nurses. But these people are leaving not because they want to. It's not fun being away from home.
Yes.
People want to be at home, but there's nothing for them at home. Because how many times have we seen nurses and doctors in Zimbabwe striking over wages? So obviously they're going to leave. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to justify criminalizing people leaving for a better job opportunity. Fix the country, fix your economy.
Yes. And then people would stay. If everything was right, everyone would be in the country willing to work. But now also, on what grounds is this a criminal offense?
That's what I'm failing to understand, because it's not like they're breaking the law. There's no law that says you can't seek employment elsewhere.
I would have understood if it was the country receiving the people that was complaining.
Yes.
But you as a country where people are living, I don't know why it's such a huge problem.
But also this just says that you need to fix your house, because how are 4,000 nurses and doctors leaving a country?
Yeah.
That just shows that something is wrong, and you need to sit down and realize and analyze, okay, what can we do?
Is he not a doctor, this minister?
No, he's not.
Oh, so he's not a healthcare
He was an army
professional.
general.
Oh.
He was an army general before he was made prime minister and health minister.
So I'm thinking he doesn't really understand the struggles of the doctors and the nurses. Oh. Okay, we move over to our next story. In a development case of the Thabo Bester and the Good Doctors case, Dr. Nandipa Magudumana and her lover, the prison ex-KP, Thabo Bester, allegedly tried to cross into Zimbabwe with a luxury vehicle. She had made only a handful payments on. Cell phone footage of her recorded without Magudumana's knowledge was taken in Morningside in Johannesburg in March, days before she and Bester fled from their 12 million rand hideout in Hyde Park. Now, Bester has been on the run since his escape from the Mangaung maximum security prison on the 3rd of May 2022, where he was serving life imprisonment. Now, the cell phone footage was taken by the private investigators assigned to track Magudumana down in pursuit of the dead. She owns the Durban-based luxury car dealer, Devon Andrews. Let's have a look at this video of Magudumana being questioned by the investigators, and then we'll discuss shortly.
So this is no one's fighting over the previous price. I said you paid 600 or 650, am I correct? There's still a balance of 700 outstanding. I wouldn't get that 700. So what they're willing to do is drop the case against you. Devon doesn't want to know. There is the case, but Devon said we can do this amicably. All he wants is his money, and then I'll give you everything. You'll yes, this is your copy. So what we're willing to do is we'll go fetch the car from the border. We can't get the car. I'll be honest with you, we're basing to get the car. Look, it's a big mission. Devon just wants his money. He wants the 700, which is fair, ma'am. You know, he helped you, he trusted you, and you went back on your word. You haven't paid him in full. So you just need to pay him the outstanding 700,000 and you'll leave it. Otherwise, he wants to go to the extent of putting everything over social media. You don't want that kind of thing. You know what I mean? You don't want bad exposure for yourself or your business. Let's just sort it out amicably. Well, pay the man and let's move on. Can we come to an agreement?
Well, we need to come to an agreement.
Yeah, exactly. Not what we want to.
I'll speak to the person Devon had an agreement with, and then I will let you know.
Who is that person?
It's the person he had an agreement with.
Your husband.
This is giving I do not care.
Nonchalant.
Nonchalant. She's acting as though she's hearing a rumor. Like she's acting like she doesn't know that this is what happened. You know when I come to her, I'm
Meanwhile,
like,
she's the one that rented the car. Now that they are saying you are in debt, you didn't finish paying us, she's like, oh,
really?
okay.
Okay, I'll talk to the person.
You know, just to break it down for those who might not understand. So, in a nutshell, Magudumana, the good doctor that we saw in the video, rented a car from this dealer called Devon. right? And she did not finish paying the car. So she allegedly drove the car to Zimbabwe through the Bait Bridge border post, right? And then she was followed by other people, maybe accomplices or people they were working with together. So she crosses with this car, 1.3 million rand car, and then she drives it into Zimbabwe. She leaves it in Zimbabwe, and then she walks back to South Africa on foot. And then this car picks her up with her accomplices or with the people who picked her up. So my thing is, why would you drive a car to Zimbabwe that you rented?
I'm sorry, but this is giving very much she's a mastermind behind this whole plot. Like, I feel like she planned, again, this is my opinion, this is not proven facts, but I'm just saying from the whole situation, it seems like she is the one that planned everything to the T. Like, she seems, you know, we've seen so many movies with the mastermind, and then later on in the movie it's revealed that no, this woman was actually the mastermind, because the way she's going about it all, it's giving, if I come to you and I'm like, Aina, someone said A, B, C, D about you, and you're like, oh, really? Is that what they said? Like, she's acting like she doesn't know this is what is being said.
She's so calm.
She's so calm, and she's so bougie.
And elegant.
She's like, you know what, I'm just going to cut my avocado sandwich and just eat it because I don't care.
I wonder where they're hiding. And also, Mogudumana, how can you put your whole career on hold
for a man?
For this man. Like, you're successful, you're a doctor, people love you, you have a following on social media. What?
For a man.
No, maybe it's not for a man. Maybe there is more to the story.
Maybe.
And I cannot wait.
Maybe.
I cannot wait to... I'm following this story so closely. I am so invested. Everything that pops out, I know.
Netflix needs to jump on that.
I wonder where they are.
ASAP.
I don't think they are in Zimbabwe. Maybe they were planning to go. Or maybe they drove the car to Zimbabwe to make it look like they were going to hide in Zimbabwe.
But then they went somewhere else.
But
a whole diversion
what if they are in
plan.
Namibia?
It could be a diversion plan, but anyway, moving right along, moving over to Nigeria. Nigerian rooster loses court battle over noise complaint. A Nigerian court has given the owner of a noisy rooster until Friday to slaughter it after a noise pollution complaint by neighbors, local media reports. The court in the northern city of Kano declared the cockerel a nuisance to the neighborhood for its relentless crowing that two neighbors said deprived them of their sleep. One of the neighbors, Yusuf Mohammed, told the court that the rooster's crowing was an infringement of his right to a restful sleep. Isiaku Shiaibu told the court that he had bought the bird for Good Friday celebrations and asked to be given until the Christian holy day before killing it for a family feast. Magistrate Halima Wali granted the request on Tuesday but warned him to prevent the cockerel from roaming the area and disturbing residents.
This is funny,
right?
I can't believe you couldn't iron out these issues between neighbor and neighbor. You had to go to court.
No, but you know you have stubborn neighbors. There are those neighbors that are just so stubborn.
Also, why is this rooster making so much noise?
It's a rooster. That's what it does.
No, but like not 24/7. We have roosters at our homes, in our villages. They don't prevent us from sleeping. So how come this one?
But you know, sometimes at like 4 a.m., 3 a.m., it starts crowing. So obviously, if you're a light sleeper, I'm a light sleeper.
No, these neighbors are exaggerating. There's no rooster that will keep you from sleeping. They must just say they have a problem with the rooster
Maybe
owner.
they want the Good Friday celebrations
or maybe
too. They want in on the chicken. They want to eat.
It's not an issue. Why must we go to court?
Anyway, let's close it up. Let's wrap up our top stories.
Now, Drake sampled the voice of Kim Kardashian discussing her divorce with Kanye West on his new single, Search and Rescue. The single has dropped. I wonder what the reason is. Is this like a heartbreak song? Is this like a divorce song? Drake, you have never been married. Why are you sampling a divorced woman's voice?
It could be just for shade.
Maybe it's just shading Kanye.
Probably, yeah, he's probably just shading Kanye. They probably had a fallout with Kanye, and Drake was like, you know what? I'm going to sample this. It's giving, you know when Future sampled Ciara's Prayer for one of his songs? That's our toxic king right there. And I feel like Drake, Future is our toxic king. We stand a toxic king because... That's the only reason I can think of.
When he sampled Ciara's prayer. Is he now paying royalties to Sierra for the sampling?
No, because remember, with certain, like I think they say it's an unwritten law, but it's kind of like a law where if you use less than 10 seconds, you don't get like you're not supposed to pay.
Okay.
Like if you sample less than 10 seconds, it doesn't count as
sample.
No, it doesn't count as. So the thing is, if you like Ira Star's song that we're listening to just now, that one she has had to, like, obviously you have to get permission from the owner and whatnot. But if you play like less than 10 seconds, because it's like a brief in and out, it's not anything that could, like, she can't sue him.
Okay.
Because it's less than 10 seconds. But anyway, after the break, we're going to take a look at at the second part of the interview where Yolanda Nell talks to the Director General of the National Planning Commission, Obed Kanjode, about achieving Vision 2030. But first, a quick ad break.
Chill Sessions is an entertainment show bringing the latest hits, fashion, and entertainment news. Chill aims at reaching all entertainers, youth, and artistic fans. Catch Chill on NTV, 1up2.com, the Namibian Sun, Chill, and Namibia Media Holdings platform. Chill focuses on countdown of the latest hits, fashion trends, celebrity interviews, and more. To share your music-related news, products, and services, contact Chill at synergy.com.na.
But we should also look at the fact that government doesn't operate alone in this country of ours. How can the public sector and the private sector work together to make sure that these goals are realized?
It's a glaring reality today that much needs to be retuned, tweaked, and perhaps chartered in the realm of public-private partnership. Because part of what Vision 2030 puts forward is the desire that government alone can achieve the expectations of all. It is a partnership affair. While the public sector makes sure that for the last 33 years, we have had an impeccable record around political stability, peace, and economic growth in part, and the provision of services, albeit not significantly excellent as per the expectations. There has been a role of the private sector to come to the party and create those jobs that we now so dearly need. So in this triple P environment, public-private partnership, there's a whole lot that we need to start looking at, unpack, bring in the policy environment and look at what is it that we are not able to crack in the partnership. And we spend a greater part of the last 2 to 3 years looking at that as to what is the makeup of this economy that remains so stubborn in not delivering the requisite investment, the requisite jobs, the requisite growth. And government is actively seized with understanding this. And it's not an issue of throwing money at the problem, but exercising the necessary patience in steering the research necessary to unearth the bottlenecks, to try and unearth the new engines of growth, to try and put together from the research outputs the requisite tools to understand the lack of economic growth, the fiscal stability environment, the socio-economic setup, and working that into a most ideal policy setup in going forward. And this is why you now see a lot of the work being done and the new engines of growth as we have them. And the new policy environments by way of sovereign wealth fund, the job prospects from perhaps the new engines of growth. So the whole policy environment and structural arrangements of an economic makeup, economic structure makeup to deliver and actually begin to unpack and steer solutions for the very otherwise stubborn unemployment rates. So we are hoping that all of the collective, as we put it together, and the work being done and the output thereof must begin to tailor the ideal structure in the economy and the identification of those new engines of growth, those high value sector, both in the productive sectors, services sectors, as we try and come to the end of this whole exercise. So there's a whole lot that needs to be done still. Certainly patience is not on our side. For the longer it takes for us to crack the stubborn high rate of unemployment, particularly in the youth sector of our population, the more visible that desperation comes to the fore. It's probably not the right thing to say, but a population that has gone this long with the population growth that we now have and the economic growth tailing back in delivering the necessary jobs, that disbalance, that inequilibrium is a space that is dangerous at the moment going forward. And the sooner we address these disparities for the very patient youth population in particular, and in general the rest of us, the more desperate the situation becomes. But we must also remember that all efforts are being done. We are seeing a mining sector that is booming, but at the same time, we depend on the importing part of the external environment.
Well, it's almost time for the Tourism Expo, and what you just saw previously on your screen is the type of entertainment that you can expect at the Tourism Expo 2023. We have unfortunately come to the end of our show, but there is another brilliant show tomorrow morning, same time, same place. You will be hanging out with the gorgeous, the talented, the beautiful, the everything Diana Master on tomorrow's edition
And
of
that's on
Small
period.
Coffee. On that note, it's all our love, all our light, and adios.
Adios.